decisions made, no votes taken. We'll carry on with the invocation followed by the pledge of allegiance. Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, as we move forward tonight, tomorrow, next month, next year, 5 years from now, help whoever's sitting here make the right decisions for the good of the beach, the good of the citizens, and the good of the city of Folly Beach. Help them make right decisions in the fact that we make decisions not on based on what we want, but what is good for everyone else as a whole. All these things we ask in your name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Somebody dropped their watch. So, all right. So tonight is a special night. We have an announcement or two to make, and one is, as of today, we have a fully staffed fire department. You say all 12 pages on the calendar are now filled for the firemen for next year? But that's a great announcement to make. But you know, it's taken many, many, many years to get to that point. That was started with Chief Steve Mims. It was his duty to get things rolling, trying to get a full-time service. He worked at it, turned it over to Chief Rocky Burke, who worked at it, and it ended up with Chief Baraz finishing it out, which is a great thing. But for many years before that, there was a group known as the Folly Beach Volunteer Fire Department. They were the backbone of this community, saving houses and doing everything they could do for folks. One of the main players in that was Captain Harvey. Stand up, Cliff, stand up. And his protege, Brian Porter, who's no longer with us, they kept things going for how many years? 100? It felt like. Yeah, and then, you know, they kept things going, and then there's Mr. Branks, Johnny Branks, who grew up out here and was been a volunteer since you was what, 5 years old or something like that? Yeah, something like that. And then we've had other people come and go and come along. Paul Lauer, who was just retired today with how many years?
28.
28 years.
30. It's pretty good.
He's done a lot of volunteer service out here, which is really good. And Eric, you stand up. You're part of the group too. Eric is an important part of the group. He's the secretary. So even though we have full-time firemen, you know, we still have one or two volunteers. And I say this really, really humbly because I was in and out of the fire service for 30-some years in South Carolina and North Carolina, doing training. That's how I met my wonderful wife doing high angle rescue training. She was a EMT and a great rescue dock tire. So, you know, this fire service has been a lot to me, and I felt like these guys need to get recognized a little bit for that and for the many years of service. Thank you very much. But we're not finished yet. Not quite. So, I was told I had to come down front to do this. So tonight, I get to do something that's just been the highlight of this job for a few years, many years. Seems like a third of my lifetime, man. But so every year you get the dubious task of picking people for different things. And this year, I picked a person who's done a lot of volunteer work at the beach. a lot of work that people don't know gets done. I can pick up the phone and call this person and say, hey, I need some help for so-and-so because they really need help, you know. It's a widow lady, she really is in a bind, she needs some help, whatever. And this person shows up with his crews and his guys, and things get done. Then he sends me the bill. No, not really. Paul, why don't you step up here for a minute? So Paul, you know, he's one of them damn builders, but he does a lot of good work for people. And we had one lady when in the cold winter month, her heater wasn't working. Paul Haslam pulled at the water's edge in. I don't know how, but a little bit. So Charlotte had one of those gift certificates you win, and she gave it to her and told her to go spend the night, stay warm. Paul found out about it. He gave Charlotte a gift certificate back, which was mighty nice of you, and Ashton gave her a real good deal for staying until she can get the heat fixed in her house. So there's a lot of things that this guy does with people at the beach. So I want to make a presentation. I'm choked up.
Thank you.
So the Citizen of the Year this year is
shit.
Paul Lauer.
Wow.
So now you have to ride the Christmas parade again.
Hey, I'm not driving.
No, you're not driving. You ride.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
So sometimes you have to tell a little white lie to get people to do things you want them to do. And with that, I'd ask my longtime volunteer fireman to come forward, Mr. Branks. Johnny is not only a volunteer fireman, he's the man, him and Will didn't hear anymore, so.
I just saw Will.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just saw him not too long ago.
Yep.
Yeah, Will was a very nice young guy. He wanted to be a policeman, then he wanted to be in the FBI, and his dream come true. He's in the Caribbean on the FBI. I mean, you know, what more could you ask for, right?
Yes, sir.
Except he went into demolition with bombs and all that kind of stuff. I thought he was crazy.
No, it's fun.
Anyway, Johnny's been doing a lot of volunteer work, not only with the fire department, but, you know, New Year's Day when everybody's got a hangover and you don't feel good. We got this guy out here washing Center Street down so it's not like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, you know. Makes it feel good, makes it be better. John, your mom and dad has lived here how long? You're your mom.
Mom's still here, 50 years.
Long time. And like I said, Johnny's been here and hung around with the fire station guys. I don't know if that was all good influences on you or not, but
I don't know, I loved it.
but he's
It
been,
wasn't for that one over there.
yeah, he's been around a long time. And so Johnny, for you, since you're not a citizen of Folly Beach, but you are the man that makes December 25th. We'll make you the honorary Folly Beach Citizen of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You got a speech you want to give?
Can I say one
You
thing?
can say whatever you want.
It's been my honor to be out here. I mean, I've done this for a long time. And like I say, it's thanks to Cliff, Paul, Eric, Chief Mraz, Chief Gilruth, all of y'all. I might live off the island, but my heart's on the island. And I have one last thing. Can I say one thing? Chief Gilruth, Chief Mraz, can y'all come out here for a second?
I didn't know this was coming, guys.
No,
so.
this is
so you're on
this is
your
a
own.
thrown in. I want to personally say thank you. A couple months ago, I got a phone call. My mother's had 4 strokes. she was at home. She has a sitter that stays with her 24/7. I worked at Roper Hospital in cath lab. She had fallen. When I checked over the phone, I said, move her leg, and she screamed. I said, don't move her. I'm calling the boys. They're on the way. These guys, without missing a beat, were all over it. And I humbly want to thank you. It means more to me than you ever know. This is what things is all about.
So I feel like the guy in the Wizard of Oz, you know, he's handing out brains and courage. So I got one more that you have to suffer through, then we'll get out of here shortly. So every once in a while, a dream will really come true. But it doesn't come true just because you had the dream. It takes a lot of work sometimes. And sometimes it takes a lot of work of a lot of people. And then it takes that one special person to pull all that work together and make it happen. Well, tonight, I want to honor a person who made a dream come true by pulling a lot of people together and making it happen and still working hard to pull people together to keep it happening. So Regina, if you step up here. So, I didn't have to lie to Regina. She was coming any night tonight to make a report on the History Museum anyway. But Regina, because all the work you've done in the History Museum, and you've done a lot. Dennis Ashley did a lot. So a lot of other people did a lot. There was ideas of 2 or 3 other people to get it working. But all the work you've done to keep that going and get it going, we're going to make you the Volunteer of the Year for Folly Beach.
Oh, God.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Thank you
So you guys, y'all get those things framed, and however you want to frame it for, the wife's decor at home or whatever. And give Wes the bill. He'll make sure you get your money back. There's one group of people that I looked around this room and I said, oh my God, I forgot. There's one group of people I really forgot in the volunteer fire department, and that's the wives that put up with these guys for all those years. So we have 2 of those wives here tonight. Y'all stand up. I think we ought to at least give them an applause. Oh, Elaine. Yeah, Elaine put up with him for, I don't know how long she did that. So, I would tell a lot of funny stories on Paul, but he'll get mad at me, and we need to move on. So, any other comments I have, we'll get at the end of the program. So, staff reports, Aaron's taken over a little bit, so you're up.
So Jenna couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to fill in for her 2 staff reports. The first one is for the living shoreline at Folly River Park. Last year, actually I think across 2 budget years, you guys funded a design and then the installation of a pilot project to put a living shoreline, a demonstration living shoreline in front of the Folly River Park. It's not going to be the first in the state, but ours is going to be unique. We're going to feature different types of living shorelines, and the main product isn't so much that as a guide for permitting. It's a new regulatory process in South Carolina. The state just came up with the permit process a few years ago, and so a lot of folks don't know how to apply and how to work through the approval process. So in addition to building a living shoreline, we're going to have a user guide for folks to take and navigate through that thing. Navigate through the permitting process. We were supposed to be building it right now, but our state permits imagine that, we're making a guide for state permits, and it took us longer than we thought to get our state permits. They actually came through today. So we're not able to get the project started in time this year. The water's already cooled down too much for the oyster spat, according to environmentalist experts. So we're gonna have to push that to the spring. So no living shoreline this year, but it should be done around the end of March, 1st of April next year. But it is in progress. And next up is an update on, so in this year's budget, we made a significant investment in long-term plans. Got a couple big ones in the budget this year. One's the comp plan, and the other one is for our 5-year Parks and Recreation Plan update. We're on time for the comp plan. This will be a 10-year rewrite. So every 10 years, every state in South Carolina that has a zoning ordinance has to complete a comprehensive plan, which gives you a 10-year look ahead of what your land use is now, how you want it to be in the future, and how to get there. So this is the full 10-year cycle. So this is kind of a refresh, a fresh start, and also a 5-year Parks and Recreation Master Plan, where I think about 5 years overdue for that one. We had some turnaround in that position, and COVID happened, so we're trying to get that back on track. I want to let you guys know that COG has agreed to work for us on the comprehensive plan and the Parks and Rec Master Plan. The Council of Governments, they exist as an entity to facilitate planning, well, transportation and planning services for local governments. And Jenna's been working with them, and they quoted us a price. I don't want to say it out loud because it's not finalized, but it's significantly less than we budgeted. So we think we may even be able to roll those savings into some financial software for Lee, which we'll come back to you guys. But they're going to finalize the contract, which we'll bring back to you guys for approval. And then when we kick that off, they think it'll be a 12 to 18-month process. And that sounds like a lot, but in terms of planning documents, other than our comprehensive beach management plan, the local land use comprehensive plan is one of the most important things the city does. So stay tuned for lots and lots and lots of planning commission meetings, and hopefully we'll get a good turnout. As always, I would encourage you get out what you put into it. So if you live on Folly Beach, if you own on Folly Beach, if you have an opinion on what Folly Beach should be like in 10 years, please come to this room and let us know, or participate in surveys, stakeholder groups, etc. So that should be starting hopefully late winter, early spring.
Okay, we're up to hazard mitigation plan, Mr. Lutz.
Good evening, Mayor Council. This is our annual update. We are required for CRS to notify you all of the updates. We take part as a community in the Charleston Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. We're a member along with most every other municipality around the county. Every 5 years, we update the whole plan. Again, the county does the bulk of the work, but we participate in every meeting and public engagement and so forth. We have to have this plan basically for any kind of federal reimbursement after emergencies, community rating system credits, and even for grant opportunities all over the place, federal and even state grants. So this year is just an update. You don't have to vote on anything. Basically, if you look at your agenda, we've got a lot of detailed updates, but if you have any specific requirements or questions, you can email me and I can send you any section you want of the plan. If there's anything you particularly want me to go through.
And for folks in the room and who may be watching, the Charleston County Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan is available online. Don't request a copy; it's about 1,000 pages long, but you can read it all online if you're interested.
And we can pull out a section if you need help with that. Just pull out Folly Beach specific.
Okay, thank you. Wes, you jump right on up here. You ready to go?
Without my water bottle.
Yeah.
Just an update on the website. The RFP process closed on October 2nd. We received 44 bids, which was amazing. After going through this, we have 18 that are responsive that will move to the next level of deeper review. Staff has recommended to postpone the award until December so we can give each applicant a thorough review and present proper finding to you in December. That's it.
kept Wes busy trying to get through that. Back to you, Aaron.
All right. So, you know, we're still plodding along in our multi-year ongoing effort to improve traffic and pedestrian safety on the island. Last year, we got the safety action plan done, which was a major step, which allowed us to apply for a Safe Streets for All grant for Arctic Avenue, but we are trying to work on some of the smaller things that were identified in that plan. Two of the things that were part of the plan, we're looking at a four-way stop at East Ashley and Second and improving the intersection visibility. The DOT did do a four-way stop sign study for that intersection, and they came back and say that the traffic volumes are too mismatched to justify a four-way stop, so we won't be getting a four-way stop there, but they did agree to replace and reposition the existing stop signs, make them a little taller and move them slightly so they're more visible. And they also agreed to let us apply for a permit to alter the existing crosswalk signs that flash 24 hours a day to be on demand. Basically, the 24-hour flashers, no one sees them because they ride by 10 times a day. They're flashing, no one's in the crosswalk, so people learn that they don't mean anything. So hopefully that switch to on-demand flashers will make a little difference. And then, so that's good, but I'm more excited about the intersection visibility. The safety action plan said that, you know, we've got some areas of the island where it's hard to see what's coming when you're at an intersection. I think anybody who drives out here on a regular basis can confirm that. After the plan came out, we met with the DOT. They reminded us that, you know, they're responsible for a lot, encouraged us to use their work order system, reminded us that we are a customer. But since our last council meeting, we have submitted 41 intersections at public safety. Thank you guys. They went out and did the whole island, and we kind of ranked them in priority, and we submitted 41 of the top priority ones, or the most hard,
Non-visible.
the most non-visible ones. And DOT has taken care of all 41 of those work orders in just over a month, or just under a month. 45. How about that? More than 40. So how about that? So, but definitely, so I think that's a tremendous improvement, and hopefully, you know, as you drive around the island on a day-to-day basis, you can see it. But I would encourage you that if you're at a stop sign and you can't see, and you feel like it's hard to see, ideally, you'll put the work order in yourself with the information from our website, but you can always email Eric, and we will do the work order for you. The more we send, the more they'll do. We do have limited eyes, so please keep sending them, but we are continuing to work down the list of the safety action plan, and so just want to make sure everyone knows that we have not forgotten it and put it on a shelf.
One more.
All right, one more. The water main replacement project. Eric emailed me today to say that the State Fiscal Accountability Authority have met and given us final approval for our easements for the redundant water main. This is the easements that are gonna let us put that pipe under the river. That's a major regulatory milestone. We started the redundant water main in 2017-ish. We wrote our first grant in 2018, and very foolishly, we thought, oh, we'll get this done in time for the end of that term of Mayor Goodwin's term, but we haven't gotten it done yet. But hopefully, if you come back as a citizen next year to the ribbon cutting, it'll be all wrapped up. But this is the last kind of regulatory approval we need before we can put it out to bid. So we do hope to put it out to bid this winter and get it awarded in the spring. And I'm glad Eric sent me that email, because this was actually a fake staff report. I didn't have any update for it, because I wanted to turn the table on the mayor and surprise him with something. So Mayor, instead of going down there, do you mind standing up with me
No.
for a second? All right. Give you this. It's a
Thank you.
small token of appreciation for your 23 years of service. This is the last council meeting that Mayor Goodwin is going to preside over before the election, and I guess after the election too, the last one. So I felt like it'd really be remiss if we didn't take a minute to recognize him and speak to a few things. And mainly I want to say, I'm going to keep it brief. I know some folks here want to talk. And also on October 23rd in the Folly River Park from 6 to 8, we're going to have a community picnic to recognize his service. So there'll be lots of time for stories, but just briefly, I wanted to say thank you. First, on behalf of all of the staff, past and present, I think I've worked with you. I started a few months after you started, I think, or before, I don't know the
It was
exact
right
time.
about the same time,
But
in that time frame.
as a council person and a mayor, I think you've always demonstrated an unwavering support for staff. We're not always right, and when we're wrong, you act appropriately, but when we're right, you also defend us. And to have a supervisor who's got your back and who's willing to be that kind of front line against the wave of incoming noise, it's just excellent. The mayor's created a great buffer for us to really work unimpeded and without distraction, and I think that really has helped us do a lot of the stuff we've done for the city. I feel like we're a productive group of people, and part of that because this man's been screening the phone calls and the angry emails for 20 years. So thank you on behalf of the staff, and then just personally for me, thank you. A few years ago, there was an opening for city administrator, and the mayor asked me about applying for it, and I said no. I don't want to do that. I'm not ready to do that. I don't think I can do that. And he just very gracefully, okay, thanks. He let me keep my day job, and we went about things. A few years later, Spencer got hired. She was a tremendous asset to the city. It was great. But then she left, and the mayor came back and said, how about now? Do you want to do it now? I said, yes. I'm ready. I think it worked out, for me at least, and I hope you guys feel like it's working out for the city. But that was a second chance that you didn't have to give me, and I think of all the things I've learned from working with you, that kind of really stands out, that a good leader not just sees people's potential, but it gives them time to grow into it and the tools to grow into it. And having lived that, I hope that that can be my legacy one day. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And also, Ms. Charlotte, thank you. All the things I said about the mayor also apply to Ms. Charlotte. You've been a tremendous support for me personally and for the staff, and your baked goods are with me. So thank you guys both. And then I'm going to cede the floor to Mr. Rich, the Mayor Pro Tem.
Part of being on your first council with Laura Beck, Dave Stormer, Tom Scruggs, Eddie Ellis. Oh, it was crazy. It was tragic. All the way to this council. It's been one hell of a ride. You've been a great leader, obviously to staff, because Aaron said he was going to keep it short, and he didn't. But I mean, obviously, they have nothing but great things to say about you. You know, we always go back and forth with council members. You know, it's always up and down. We're always looking for the best thing for Folly Beach. Sometimes we argue like family, but you've been a great leader for all of us from that first council all the way until now. So I just want to say thank you from all of us. We appreciate it, and you deserve everything you get. Thank you.
Open the door. I'm not gonna wait till the end of the meeting. We're gonna drag this meeting on. And I'm working pretty hard at it right now. So I told the staff today in a staff meeting that, it's kind of like Mr. Rich said, we're a family. I've watched a couple of people grow up. Mr. Lutz went to work about a week before I became mayor. Something like that. Aaron's been around as long as I can remember, and he remembers me being around as long as he can remember, so we don't know exactly where that started and ended, but it is like a family, and we have our ups and downs, and we have arguments, and everybody's not happy all the time, and like a bunch of kids arguing with each other sometimes. But it's a great thing when you can look around and say, I have a great staff. They do a good job. I try not to micromanage them. Every once in a while, it's kind of like, guys, come on. But the greatest thing with these group of people, and I keep telling them over and over and over again, and I hope it goes on for whoever takes over. If I come to you and say, hey, I had a great idea, and let's do this, and it ain't a good idea, tell me. Don't let me be an idiot out there by myself, tell me now that it's not a good idea, and they will. They'll say, yeah, that's the worst thing I ever heard, you know? And here's why. And, oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, I'm glad we didn't do any more. But, you know, so most of my staff would be young enough to be my kids, which is a scary thing, but that means they're also good with computers, which I am not. So it works out both ways. Thank you for recognizing Charlotte, because she is the politician in the family. She just lets me do the work. And everybody knows that. You know, they ask her opinion on things. They don't ask me. They figure they'll see mine sooner or later. But anyway, so thank you guys. Thank y'all for working with me for so long, putting up with me. And it's been a heck of a run. And hopefully, everything will keep going forward for the city. I appreciate it. And with that, we'll approve the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Go of them without exception. Let's take it. Approval of the minutes from September the 9th. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any corrections or errors? Call them up.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
Okay, so we'll move on. So, Mr. Adams, we made you wait long enough. You're up first.
Good evening. My name's Eric Adams. I'm the Public Works Director with Charleston County. Blessed to be here on such a special night. You know, my 20 years with Charleston County, you're the only mayor I've known. So I've always enjoyed working with you and Aaron over those years. But quickly wanted to go through and brief y'all on kind of where we are with the transportation sales tax program. I'm going to talk about kind of why we're here, number one, what we've learned over the years, what's changing kind of in our region, and kind of a call to action. So the most important thing that I want to illustrate is a new approach and coming out. We're seeking, county councils asked us to come to you to seek input from not only council, but citizens in general. So really a new approach to the sales tax process, trying to gather broad public input on what the community would like to see in a new transportation sales tax. Because the first tax that started in 2004 will actually expire in 2027. So we're kind of at a crossroads here of, you know, the citizens community, we're at a crossroad together. Do we extend this tax or do we not? And it's an opportunity for transformational change. Do we want to protect our quality of life? You know, whether that be through transportation improvements, you know, traffic hinders us all every day. Preservation of green space is important, bike ped accommodations, and also transit. All these things are important in different categories that we're going to talk about. So council formed a special committee. They're going to devote special time to that. But what we're really here about is listening. We want to hear from you. So over the years, so first tax started in 2004. It's 2 half pennies, 2016 the second. But $4.56 billion committed to infrastructure improvement projects. The way that's broken out, and these are the existing or historical categories of funding. So 25% of that funding has gone to public transit, 13% to Greenbelt, and 62% to infrastructure. So that's the way it's historically been done. That doesn't mean that a future tax in 2026, which county council is considering, would mirror these percentages. It could be something different, and that's what we're here to listen to. So of that funding that was raised, about $3.4 billion will be in collections, but we've been able to leverage that to get $1.2 billion in matching funds. So that's state money, federal money through the form of grants, matching funds, where we have to have the money internally and these projects identified, but we can apply, and we've been able to secure $1.2 billion of money outside Charleston County and been able to bring that in to infrastructure improvements. So an interesting fact, about half of every dollar, if you look at it that way, is from sources outside of the residents of Charleston County. So Charleston, as you know, Folly Beach tourist destination, as well as City of Charleston. So these people who are visitors here are paying into the tax, rather than it being a burden just of the residents who live here. So over the life of the program, there's some statistics. I won't go through these in details, just hit on a couple of them. The picture there is Folly a camp. I'm sure most people in the room probably traversed that intersection. That was one of the projects that was completed. I remember doing Center Street striping out here in front of City Hall. These are the types of projects that have been done. One interesting fact is the investment that we've made, or the citizens have made into the program through our resurfacing, which is our pavement overlays and conditions. That in Charleston County, our better pavements are 73% better than the state at large. Now you might say, well, our roads aren't great, but because of the investment that we've made into the roads, we're actually better than the state as a whole. Switching over to Greenbelts a little bit, the Greenbelt program has been wildly successful. 49% of Charleston County's total acreage is protected green space. That's the second most of any county in the state. Public transit has been able to upgrade the fleet, improve bus stops, also fund the Low Country Rapid Transit. So that's bus rapid transit system that would go from North Charleston into downtown Charleston. Doesn't affect, specifically affect Folly Beach necessarily, but also provides transportation for the community, getting more people out of their cars and potentially into the transit system. So through the life of the program, we've seen service miles drastically increase. Also, passenger trips have more than doubled through the funding of the program. So what's changing? I'm sure you all know what's changing here in Charleston County is our population is surging. So from 2004, when the first half penny was passed, to today, over 110,000 additional residents. Also, since 2008, vehicle registrations up 41.5% since 2008. Projected over the next 10 years, 42,000 more people coming to Charleston County. And I'm just talking Charleston County, not the region as a whole. So we're not including Berkeley and Dorchester. 42,000 more. We know more people means more cars, more traffic, more growth. So the sales tax has potential to offset that and try to protect our quality of life around that. So the roadmap ahead, very briefly, right now we're in the listening session, so we're coming to municipal meetings, stakeholder meetings. We're really in a listening session here. We want to gather input from municipalities. What is most important to you, also from the citizens. We'll take that information back to county council and work through developing the framework in the spring with the idea that this would go in on a referendum and be voted on in November of 2026. So November of next year would be when this, if county council decides to proceed, that's what the time frame would look like. The referendum language would have to be in ahead of time. So we're in the springtime, we've got to be getting this plan kind of wrapped up. But we want to have that listening session to get that input in, and that's what we're working on now. So one of the things, concepts that new approach that we're thinking out is begin with the end in mind. So rather than jumping straight to projects, we want to think about what do we want the result of this potential sales tax to look like. And so when we do that, we think about investment categories. So projected $4.25 billion over 25 years is what we're projecting that funding would be. So how do we want to invest that? We want to talk about, instead of jumping straight to projects, how does the public want to see that invested into investment categories, we'll call them. So it could be the Greenbelt program, where protective purchase of land, creation of land for park, waterway access, greenways. Like in PED, where do we need to fill in the gap? Where do we need to address safety concerns? Public transit, do we need to expand the service, provide better, more reliable service? Do we need to continue to fund low country rapid transit? Roadways, how important are our pavements to everyone? I'll tell you right now, we invest about $10 million a year in pavements. If we continue that investment, our overall condition index will drop rapidly. We're projecting we need about $30 million a year. So we need additional investment just to maintain where we are now. Because of the cost that has increased so much, we gotta balance that out. Rural safety, so that could be, are there dangerous intersections, dangerous roadways, drive-off, narrow roadways, shoulders that we need to address, intersection safeties. Bottlenecks could be at intersections, could be road widening. Operational changes is an important one that we're really focusing on. So what can we do with our existing traffic signals now to make them more efficient? Can we get platoons of vehicles moving through rather than just driving stoplight to stoplight to stoplight? So that's one of the investment categories we're looking at. So this is the call to action. We want citizens to get involved and you all to get involved as well. So we'll have a questionnaire. I'll have the link on the next page. At attend workshops. We'll have an opportunity if members from the public want a speaker to come, we'll have a sign up for that, to come to community meetings. We'll have question and comments, email address. You can also stay informed by signing up for updates, briefings. Should be one more slide. Last slide. So, question to you, we don't have to address these tonight, but I'm happy to as well. What are the successes that you all have seen from the existing program? And where are some challenges? Where are things that we need to do different or you would like to see done different? What are the key investment categories? Where does the City of Folly Beach Council want to see investments in those categories? Green space, transit, bike ped, roadway. Are there any that we're missing? I'm talking about those 4. There could be others out there that you feel are important. So the QR code here will take you to our website. It'll take you to a questionnaire. We would invite all citizens to scan that, go there, fill that out, tell us what you want to see. We'll also ask you as a council, as a municipality, if you have a specific request list that you want to submit to us, we'd ask you to have that to us by December 1st. Prioritize list of projects, what's most important to you. In addition to tell us what's most important around the categories. So I'll wrap up with that. I'm happy to take any questions. I can hang around after too and chat as well if you'd like.
Wes, can we get this on the website, this presentation? I think it'd be useful for the community to be able to go to our city website and be able to access the questionnaire and these kinds of things.
That's exactly what we're looking for. No more action. Thanks, Mayor.
Any questions?
Thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate being here, and thank you, Mayor, for your years of service.
Thank you. So, History Museum update.
Yeah, I got all tripped up. Anyway, I'm not here to ask for anything. I'm just here to report. As most of you know, we had a really good opening. We had 80 people come through the museum that night, or that day, and our panel discussions were really well taken. But what I really wanted to talk to you about is what's happened since. We've really been open about 9 weeks. We are open 8 to 10 hours a week, like 2 to 3 days a week, or sometimes 4 days a week. We really haven't figured out the timing yet because we are still getting volunteers, so we have to have volunteers, obviously, every time we're open. But what's really amazing is that I had figures that from yesterday, but I have to add them for today. My figures from yesterday were we have had 351 people sign our guest book. Not everyone who comes signs, so it's probably a little bit more than that. And in fact, today, we had 15 visitors. We had somebody from Texas, somebody from Wisconsin, somebody from Buffalo, New York, somebody from Albuquerque, New Mexico, somebody from Oregon, and somebody from Atlanta. Back to yesterday's figures, I will tell you that 78.9% have come from within a 50-mile radius of Folly, and 21.1 have come from outside that radius, including 2 from abroad, and I wonder why I'm giving you that figure. But anyway, we are really keeping track now of our zip codes and states where the people are coming from, and they're happy to do it. We're also, just something I wanted to mention, we are getting cameras. Eric is working with us on this so that we will have a little bit more security within the museum itself that will be tied into public safety. Thank you, Eric, I appreciate that. We're also getting a little bit more traction on social media. This is a really amazing one. We now have 875 followers on social media, and most of that is due to Nicole Elko. Because we put, the person who's doing our social media is wonderful. She happens to be my daughter and is much younger. So anyway, but she put up a clip of Nicole explaining why the waves are the way they are here in, that has had 31,830 views on Instagram. And I did a little deeper dive into the analytics, and 24,000 something of those are unique views. So that's a lot of people who are becoming aware. And we're kind of expanding. We just put ourselves on TripAdvisor as well, so we can, people can look and see what things they can do in Folly. I wanted to also mention that we were so grateful for the amount of money that came to us from the city, for the foresight that y'all showed throughout this process has been fantastic. But I wanted to let you know also that we've been busy fundraising. And so we have 33 sponsors across all our levels, which start at $250. So we've raised this year $33,250. So we're not just dependent on grants, but we are gonna try and do more grants. That's why we're doing a lot more statistics now, so that when we can be very attractive when we go for grants. We'll continue to fundraise. Then I wanted to tell you that all of you I know have seen the exhibit, and you know, we're always asked, where's the Civil War stuff? You know, where's Bushies? Where's whatever? And you know, the reason we only have 200 square feet, so we're having rotating exhibits for many reasons, especially keeping residents interested. So we've been doing surveys as to what we should do next. And I just thought I'd let you know that Folly and the Civil War and World War II and erosion and renourishment are the ones that are coming to the top. They've got 28% equally. And then the other is businesses past and present, and Folly in the early 20th century at about 22%. So there's other things that I just want to encourage anybody who has any ideas of what they'd like to see in the museum or how they'd like to see it. We're totally open to it. And the reason I say we is because last but not least, oh my goodness, volunteers. I just have to say, we've had thousands of hours of volunteers that have gone into this. And Sam Fink and Richard Beck, especially for this exhibit, and Sam's doing the docents. It's just, it's amazing how many, we have 17 now, I think, 17 volunteer docents. They're still being trained to do it, but anyway, it's very exciting. And if that momentum continues, I think we'll be having really great exhibits for years and years, long after I'm all gone. But anyway, I think it's great, and it's a way to preserve what we all love about Folly. And lastly, I know this has been kicking around for over a decade, but it was this mayor and this mayor's wife and this council that made this happen. Yes, Catherine, and I'm eternally grateful, and I think I speak for most of the residents of Folly Beach. Thank you. Any questions about the museum? No? Okay.
Thank you. So, Porch Fest is up next.
Now, so it can be quick.
She's in charge.
I am in charge. Sarah Butler, the executive director for Waves for Women.
Sarah, I have to say, you are a courageous person if you said you're in charge of Roger.
He is in charge.
I make no promises.
You see my shirt?
Yeah.
I make no promises.
Where do you live? You're supposed to say that.
I'm a resident of Folly. I live at 408 West Hudson. I've got
My
a
name?
handout that will shorten the discussion very, very quickly, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sarah's in charge. My name is Roger Rutledge. I live at 206 West Cooper.
You got it.
Last year I couldn't talk because of my sciatic. I'm better. Sarah is in charge.
You got it.
You've got everything in front of you. First and foremost, where's Chief Gilreath? He's-
Yes. Oh, he's in.
Chief,
No, I'll give it to him later.
Folly Bus, $10 day pass, no alcohol, open containers allowed on the bus, $10 day pass. We're gonna have porta johns at every stage location.
Yep.
You're in charge.
Okay, so we came in front of the Special Events Committee, and Porch Fest has already been approved again this year, and it's in its 13th year. But there were,
12.
I thought it was 13, I
12.
thought this was 13.
12.
Okay. There were some conditions, obviously, to the event that would help make it more safe. And we went above and beyond to make sure that we are doing our best to make it safe. Chico Feo's been eliminated. It's all in residential properties. I've ordered signs that say no alcohol beyond this point. The Folly Bus is doing a rotation among the locations, and of course, they don't allow open containers in their car. We're gonna try to do our best. I can't keep people from acting poorly, but I can encourage them to follow the rules and leave the rest to you guys. I have a lot leader for each location, and then I also have a team of Waves for Women people that have volunteered to cover the 2 residences on the west side and the 2 residences on the east side, absolutely continuously throughout the day on behalf of Waves for Women. So we really do have it completely buttoned up this year and very well organized. The vendors at the Red Shed lot. So I call the Red Shed lot kind of Waves for Women home base, because that's where I'm gonna have my tent. And that's where we're gonna do our fundraising. And then there are 4 other residences, and so 2 on the west side, 2 on the east side, so that's how it's organized. But I do have to ask the city for permission to have more vendors than we would normally be allowed in that Red Shed parking lot. So we only shut down half of the Red Shed parking lot, the other half is used for parking. We do not block passageway through the Red Shed parking lot. For instance, if one of our first responders needed to get through the lot, we will make sure there is a pathway through, we will not block access. But we are asking to have 8 vendors in that lot, which is a little higher number than would usually be allowed, so that Waves for Women and the vendors themselves can make some money that day, and we can attract people to Folly for an event, which helps all of us, which helps all the business owners and everybody on Folly. So I know that officially Wes told me to make sure that I ask for the variance on the vendors.
So you're
I got a
ask-
TV timeout. Does everyone know what Waves for Women is?
Oh, well, very quickly, we provide surf therapy for women and teen girls. Our focus is on mental health.
So
Okay.
you wanna have, what you're asking for is 8 vendors in half the parking lot.
Correct, and just minimum of 1 tent per vendor. I don't even know if all the vendors will
That's-
bring a tent.
So that's not including the vendor that's already there?
That, whatever that,
Whatever that
acai
is.
bowl
Yeah.
place is, that's not including that.
Okay.
The 8 are on the list, Mayor, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. And
Right.
it's mostly Folly residents, art, clothing, jewelry, things like
Right.
that, all very local things.
So do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Any questions about the number of vendors?
Is there requirements for fire prevention and those kinds of things, fire extinguishers?
I don't
Is
think
that
there are
all
requirements
chief
for,
those out?
I don't think there are requirements for those, I think,
Food.
what, right, we don't have any food vendors,
Okay,
I
no
don't
food
have,
prep,
I don't
okay.
have like a food truck or anything. But I think what the concern was, let's make sure we don't block roadways, let's make sure we
Right.
don't block pathways, and let's do our best as we can to keep people from leaving an establishment with an alcoholic beverage in their hand, and follow the rules as we know them on Folly, because it's not a shut-down street festival.
Any other questions? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Ms. Zell,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Rooms,
Yes.
Mayor Goodman.
Yes.
Roger's
Please-
here. He
please.
looked at me. Did you see it? Look at, Roger's here.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, and please come see us.
Charlotte,
We're gonna have,
thank you.
we're gonna have a wonderful, silent
Heather,
auction.
Eric, Stacy.
We're gonna have a wonderful silent auction, we're gonna have a wonderful raffle, we're gonna have great music. We're gonna do our best to make every location just a great time and a good function. And get some tips for the band members, as Roger likes to say, tip the band. And also raise some money for Waves for Women so we can continue to do what we do in the community. So,
Thanks.
thank you, I appreciate you guys.
Tim,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You 5 brothers.
Thanks, Wes.
Bless you.
Okay, Tides Hotel. There we go. We didn't bring one, we brought an army.
Congratulations, by the way, and thank you for everything you've done for Folly Beach. Obviously, we all very much appreciate it. I am JJ Messinger, I'm the Director of Sales at Tides.
I'm Pong from the Kevin Surf Shop, and I'm Abby from the Kevin Surf Shop.
So this just came from, we started getting requests about the movies that we had done previously in the past, and I've known Pong for like almost 20 years, so just through a relationship, McKevin's brought the idea, let's do, you guys do the movies on the beach, and I was like, it's funny, this has come up recently. So their idea was to take some local surf films that have been made here and produced basically all on Folly Beach, and just show them at tides. So we came up with the date. Right now, we're looking at November 6th, which would be a Thursday night. The plan right now is to build a screen out of plywood that would only go up an hour before and then come right down immediately after the event. The whole thing would take basically an hour of screen time. We're going to project it from Pinky's. The plan right now is to do it wherever y'all would allow us, but we're thinking about 20 yards from the actual dune to create a little bit of separation so that families can kind of sit there. Obviously, we have security. No alcohol would ever be on the beach. We have security not only at the post, but also on the corner of Pinky's, so nobody could come through the sideway. This is intention to be just a locals event to get people, you know, the summer's kind of over, we'd like to get people from Folly Beach to come and enjoy the beach.
So you're just looking at one date, one time?
Yes, sir.
And I was hoping you was gonna have Jaws or something.
So,
That was the favorite July the 4th movie the Tides used to play. Everybody
that
would
comes
go
up
watch
a lot, and if this worked, we would certainly come back before you again and have another request. We'd just like to get one under our belt first.
it. So we got the request, we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Any other questions?
You looked at the tide, everything's good.
So, yes, it's high tide right now on that day.
Oh,
So we've walked it off, we're gonna discuss that. So we're either gonna, if you guys allow it, we're gonna try to get permission first and then either go, test it out and either do it on that day or move it 1 week, or ask for permission to move it 1 week.
So that was one of my questions. Did this go through the events committee?
Yeah.
We,
And did they have any suggestions
about the tide?
about the event, the details of the event?
Oh,
It did, it went through the events committee and, they came prepared. Our biggest concern was having the event where it is with stuff on the beach. Obviously, people leaving the bar and going on the beach was the #1 concern, which they've addressed. So we told them it'd be a trial run, just kinda like they mentioned, so to do well and then hopefully they can come back and have a better idea.
I got a question for somebody in the audience, and I'll go right back. Didn't you tell me November the 6th was supposed to be an extra high tide?
November 5th is what they said,
The 5th.
because the moon's supposed to be closer.
Okay, yeah.
To the earth, and it's
Just-
gonna be really
Let's
hot.
keep an eye on that, because we might want to move this date.
yes, sir, and to be honest, we were discussing that and we were like, should we bring it up now or should we, you know?
Let's just keep an eye on it as it goes forward. If you need to, y'all can talk to the events committee if you need to
Yes, sir.
move it one way or the other.
Yes, I'll
I'm sure nobody would mind because of the tide.
Okay.
I would appreciate it.
Is there any plantings there, or any of the dunes where people can't sit, you're gonna protect those? or-
We're very concerned about dunes for obvious reasons. I personally always am kind of tracking if there are ever footprints going through the dunes, but whatever, the plan right now is to create a space that people can walk to and from, but obviously to keep everybody off the dunes. As of right now, nobody really walks in the dunes, and, you know, mostly locals are.
You'll have somebody there to kind
Yes, sir.
of make sure people know.
Absolutely.
I hope it really works. I miss the movies that y'all used to do. I think it's great. I hope it goes really well, and you guys can pull it off again. I agree with the mayor, nothing like watching Jaws on the beach.
Will you be showing the Endless Summer?
There's a list of the movies. They're all actually locally made films, so we'll be showing Folly Beach itself.
You have popcorn?
So our plan right now, that's come up quite a bit. We used to have a popcorn machine. We would like to have a popcorn
Beautiful.
machine
But the total show time is an hour, that's all?
now. So there's 4 films.
4 films, this shouldn't take any more than an hour and 15 minutes.
And trash, you're okay? Yeah.
Very, very concerned with trash and make sure that there's nothing
Cool.
left on the beach. Absolutely.
Take it.
Okay, Mr. Pope.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Farley,
Enthusiastically, yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank y'all.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, we're up to citizens' comments. Sir?
Good evening.
I'm J.D. McAllister, 1715 East Ashley. And I come here with a serious concern, but I probably kind of feel like a skunk coming through the church house and disrupting a nice gathering. But in any event, my comments have to do with the Avulsion case. And when I use the word you, I'm referring to the city. I don't mean it individually because I like all of you. You promised us a beach. In 1992, the city went to the state and to the Corps of Engineers and said, we need money for renourishment. The state gave money to the city, and the city signed a memorandum of agreement on July the 17th, 1992, saying we will have a beach management plan that has a baseline, and we will enforce that baseline, and nothing will ever be built seaward of that baseline as shown in the beach management plan. The Corps required a local cooperation agreement in which the city promised for the 50 years of this contract to protect the shore, that's the intertidal beach, and the upper beach, the dunes and the sea oaks. And in a public meeting at the Tides Hotel, whatever it was called back then, you, the city, and the Corps promised that nothing would ever be built seaward of that baseline. But alas, Mayor Linville led you astray. And we now have 15 houses and one seawall lot occupying over 1 acre of public beach. But I say, you promised us the beach. It is never too late to do the right thing and to honor commitments. And that brings us to the Avulsion case. I own 11 platted lots out in front of my house, out on the beach, seaward of the baseline. On June 11th of last year, and some of you may be aware of this, I don't know, I intervened in the Avulsion case as a defendant, and I filed a counterclaim against the city, and that will be heard next month in court. And I'm seeking two things in my counterclaim. One is that you be ordered never to grant any more permits beyond that baseline as shown in the 1992 beach management plan, and that you be ordered to reclaim the 16 parcels that have things built on them, and if necessary, use your power of eminent domain to satisfy your obligation under that contract from 1992. Pardon?
Time's up.
You promised us a beach, the public. We ask for nothing less than keeping your promise. And that's what I'll be asking in court next month.
Anyone else? Okay. No boards or commission reports. Start off with old business, ordinance, second reading, 15-25. Ordinance amending the business license ordinance of City of Folly Beach to update the class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2020. I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move to amend the ordinance to include the following language after the last whereases that are listed on the proposed ordinance. Do you have a copy of this, or do you want me to read the actual wording?
I have a copy in the memo.
Gotta read it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta read it. You gotta read what you're proposing.
All right. Whereas the city previously established a subclassification for, quote, all other traveler accommodations, 721199, in Appendix B of the Business License Ordinance prior to the Standardization Act, and the city wishes to reaffirm the justification for this subclassification based on the need to easily distinguish between rental licenses for long-term rentals and rental licenses for short-term rentals through the assignment of different NAICS codes. That's the first recommended amendment. You would like me to read the second one now, or, okay.
Yeah.
Whereas subsequent regulations related to the tracking and classification of short-term rental licenses have created costs to the city and an additional burden on staff to research and maintain information on property ownership, property tax classification, number of rights rented, numbers of nights rented, claims of inheritance and medical hardship, and compliance with licensing deadlines, as well as to enforce the associated requirements for over 1,000 licensed short-term rentals.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
That was fast. Any other questions or comments on the motion? Take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
Okay, back to the original ordinance as amended. All right. let's vote.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes as amended, second reading.
Okay, we're up to resolution 30-25, this was put off from the last meeting. Resolution by Folly Beach City Council establishing a minimum bid amount for each chair and umbrella rental franchise. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Question?
One quick question, just one, this sets the minimum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just to make sure that's spelled out.
Any other questions?
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
So, we move on to new business, resolution 38-25, whenever you're ready. Okay. A resolution by Folly Beach City Council adopting the 2026 regular meeting calendars for the Folly Beach City Council, Planning Commission, Design Review Board, and the official holiday calendar. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any comments or questions? I have to say this, since I can do this, it's my last meeting, so. Every time I read Design and Review Board, I think of Rick Huff, who called it, was it decisively, okay, I can't, it just went out of my mind, but anyway, he didn't have a lot to say good about the Design Review Board in his songs or otherwise. Decidedly ridiculous board, that was it. So now we'll go forward.
I just had a clarification as far as noting that it's, you picked Juneteenth or President's Day, or does that need to be noted in this
That's in the policy, so
with the dates?
you don't,
No.
So,
this is for board and commission.
in the leave section of
holiday.
the handbook, we have a personal floating day with those days specified, right?
The specific wording is choice of either President's, Juneteenth, or Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, so
So it's,
it's
We
in the
classify
handbook.
those in the handbook as a personal leave day to
Okay.
be taken on one of those
so
holidays.
it's not listed in the holidays.
No.
Thank you.
Mr. Pope?
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
Resolution 3925, a resolution awarding $2,000 to the James Island Charter High School Band to support music education and student development as recommended by the Community Promotions Committee. Have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mayor Goodman?
Yeah.
Passes.
Resolution 40-25, a resolution awarding $500 to James Island Elementary School to support science, lesson materials, and tools for a future school garden as recommended by the Community Promotions Committee. Do you have a motion to approve?
Moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Rich? Mayor Goodman?
Yes.
Passes.
So resolution 41-25, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council authorizing council to move for dismissal in the case, I'm just gonna say it in the Avulsion case instead of reading all these people's names. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We're gonna not take questions and answers until Mr. Wilson has a say for a second.
This was a case that was brought on behalf of the city by South Carolina Environmental Legal Protection. And it is seeking to declare that basically the Renourished Beach area is, belongs to the state, not to any property owners on the beachfront. It was brought many years ago, and it's gone up on appeal already once. And SCELP has recommended to seek this dismissal and settlement of this matter. The main reason, not because of any concerns about the viability of the case, but in the interceding years since it's been filed, a lot has changed out here in terms of regulation of the beaches. The city has adopted a dune management area setback that has survived several challenges and has pushed back on any unwise development. We've done a lot merger ordinance that has taken out several lots for development. We've required access, street access to all the lots. And all of these regulatory measures that the city has taken have been explicitly or implicitly approved by the South Carolina Supreme Court in the Braden's Folly case in 2023. That was a case that was brought against the city by one of the owners of these super beachfront lots that was dismissed by the South Carolina Supreme Court. Among other things, the Supreme Court said that extremely supportive of the city's right to regulate the beach and push back on unwise development. They said the extreme erosion in Folly Beach has caused it to receive unparalleled discretion to promulgate its own beachfront management regulations. And that's what we've done. Finally, more recently, the state, which had not been heavily involved in the regulation of the beachfront since the 2000s here, after some meetings, and this is described in the memo that's in the record here, after a lot of meetings, they have become re-involved in pushing back and not permitting development in the beach's critical area, which is basically the active beach. So with all of those activities, SCELP has kind of felt like this has questioned what we're going to get from continuing to pursue this case at this time. In that, right now, under our regulatory regime, development of the beach, any active beach, any renourished beach, is essentially not possible, regardless of what the courts have to say about the avulsion doctrine. We have asked SCELP to seek dismissal of the case without prejudice, which means the city can, if it ever becomes necessary, if for some reason our regulatory efforts don't work in pushing back on unwise development, we can then rebring the case. So that is the explanation from our attorneys, SCELP, an organization that's solely devoted to the protection of the environment here in South Carolina.
So, have any comments,
Yeah,
questions?
motion to amend. Let's see, in the opening paragraph, that the South Carolina Environmental Law Project as counsel for the city of Folly Beach is authorized to, I'd like to cut seek dismissal of and withdraw from, and replace it with enter into negotiations with the parties in an effort to resolve and dismiss the case of.
Do I have a second for the motion?
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion? Mr. Pope on the motion.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Hutton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Amendment passes.
Back to the resolution as amended. Any questions or comments? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle? Yes. Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Passes as amended.
So we're up to resolution 42-25, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council awarding Folly Beach water and sewer rate study and sewer system assessment to Johnson, Bierman, and Thompson Incorporated, JMT, in the amount of $220,540. Have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? It's terrible that the last resolution from my last meeting
There you
is
go.
gonna raise my water rates and sewer rates. All right, Mr. Pope.
Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Dr. Hutton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
I think about voting no for you, but it ain't gonna go anywhere. Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
No.
Passes.
So, I'll start with Mr. Grooms for council comments.
I really would want to thank Mayor Tim and Miss Charlotte for 23 years of public service. It's been a good ride, and I was thinking about some stories, and when I first decided to run for city council, I called up Mayor Tim and asked him if he'd like to meet me for lunch at Workman's Cafe up the road. And if you've ever eaten there, you know it's the kind of place where food tastes kind of like home. He ordered the rice and beans, and simple as always. And I went straight for the fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, collard greens. And I think we both had cornbread and sweet tea. And if you've ever been to Workman's, you can't leave without that. But over lunch, I was thinking about running, and I asked him. I said I'd need to know what it really takes to serve. And he didn't hesitate. He said, "Be yourself. You know, do what's right for the community, and don't worry about what people say to you." And that kind of stuck with me because in this kind of line of work, people are going to talk. But at the end of the day, it's about doing what's right for the folks who call this place home. And when Mayor Tim gave me that advice, it wasn't just talk. He's lived it every single day he's been in office. You know, it's easy to forget sometimes. just how much the city's grown under his leadership, and not just in numbers, but in spirit. And he's the kind of mayor who shows up, whether it's a Christmas parade, the Paul Hour, or a neighborhood event on a Saturday morning. He listens, he rolls up his sleeve, and he's never afraid to make tough decisions if it meant doing what was right for the people. I watched him bring folks together who don't always see eye to eye, business owners, teachers, pastors, parents, and remind us that we all want the same thing, and that's a community that we're proud to call home. And when times got tough, whether it was a storm or a crisis that hit close to home, he stood steady, not behind a desk, but right out there with the people, and that's true leadership. So I think about following that example, not trying to be him, but trying to lead with that same heart, that same honesty, and that same belief that doing right by the community will always be enough. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Charlotte.
Mr. Fink?
Yes, sir. Well, everybody can ditto all those comments, Tim. Sam and I have lived here for 13 years, and some of the first people we met were Tim and Charlotte. I met you in City Hall, Miss Charlotte, and we talked about taking the veterans to the War Memorial up in Washington, D.C., where we had just moved from, where I was on the receiving end of many of those honor flights that came in and got to take those veterans around to the World War II Memorial. And we kind of struck up a bond then. I think the next day when we were moving in, we got a pound cake. So that tells you if you keep the connection going, the goodies keep flowing. But Tim, thank you for your tutelage. I'm the newest member of the council, but I'm probably the oldest person on the council, so I got all this experience I can judge everybody else by. But thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your service to your church. And all the things he does that y'all may not see doesn't just happen in this building. He and Charlotte both. Thank you guys tremendously. I also want to say that I want to thank the existing council. This is the last time we will meet as a group as it sits here. 4 of your mayoral candidates are in this room tonight out of 5 that are running. Good luck to each of you, because it's a tough act to follow and a big set of shoes to fill. But I'm privileged to be here, and thank you for the opportunity, Tim, to have been tutored under your tutelage. So it's been a privilege. A lot on the community calendar coming up for the rest of this month. As always, we have our community coordinator has done a ton of activities going on. I encourage you to participate in all of those. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Early voting for the upcoming election starts on Monday, the 20th. Keep that in mind. For Porch Fest, of course, is the 1st of November. That's before we meet again, and there's no council meeting in November. So keep watching the Sandspur, keep watching the activities, and Mickey, it's great to see you here tonight. This is Tim's son, by the way, who could attest to the fact that everything Tim has here in his house, Mickey's got 2 of them on the farm. So that's what you have to do. I also would like to make note, I'd like to make distribution of my discretionary funds tonight, please. I'd like to donate $300 each to the Warrior Surf Foundation, which founded here on Folly Beach, helps our veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injury, and it's a wonderful success. I've had the privilege of serving on that board. I'd like to send $300 to pet helpers, who do a lot of things here in an unofficial capacity, but we all know that they need all the help we can give them. I'd like to give $300 to the Let's Walk program, which are the volunteers that get our seniors out and walk with them around the island and get them outdoors. And I'd like to give an additional $300 to the Folly History Museum, which Sam and I are supporters of, and we can't thank Regina for all she's done there. It's really a cool place. And with that, I thank you for the opportunity to serve. If not reelected, it's maybe my last meeting too. I don't know, so we'll see what happens. But and the same thing for Mr. Farley. But
Same thing for me, so I might as well make the most of this. Might be my last opportunity, but Miss Charlotte was the first person I met as well. My brother and I met Miss Charlotte. I didn't get a pound cake, but I did get some banana pudding. Thanks, Tim. I guess besides DJ, I've caused more headaches for you than anybody else on this board since I've had 7 years at you. But appreciate all the time and the dedication you've done to the city, all the help you've given me over the last 7 years. And I think, like we said earlier, I think your real testament to the city isn't the the new buildings, the parks, the improvements in infrastructure, all the investments that we've made in public safety and make things better like that. But I think it's really the human capital and the talent that you have gathered around you and around this city. And I feel comfortable, no matter who wins in the election in November, that this city will continue rocking on. It will continue to improve because of the team you have built over the last 20 years. That we're in good hands, the city's in good hands, and our future is damn bright, and we appreciate that. Don't forget to vote next month, and
No blood drive?
no blood drive. In December. I'll let
November 4th.
I'll let Chris have it.
The blood drive's on November 4th. It's a blood levy.
Oh, if I might, one more. I'm only giving away half my discretionary money because I didn't want to spend it all, because there might be somebody else here that wants this discretionary spend next month. But I've directed Wes to spend $200 in support of the Baptist Church Soup Kitchen. That's a great thing on Mondays. It's a great event for seniors and for anybody. It's a social event, and it's I would encourage anybody who hasn't been to go. The food's good, the fellowship's good. And also give $300 to the Our Lady of Good Counsel, the men's club, for the work they do in the communities. That's all. Thank you.
My discretionary funds, I'd like to give $200 to Let's Walk and $200 to Waves for Women. I'm rallying people for the Catholic Church picnic if anyone has a vehicle from the 50s. We're desperate. We used to have a vehicle, but now, so pass that word along. We need a vehicle, hopefully, 50s style, which is Saturday at 12:30 to 3:30 in the River Park. Never forget the Halloween.
Saturday?
Yes, yeah. You gonna get the car for me? All right, let's get cracking here. Halloween festivities, I mean, Heather. You know it's just gonna be amazing. Movies, house decorating, carnival, witches dance. Who could ask for anything more? So I agonized and I said to myself, legacy. The Goodwin's legacy. The council legacy. The word legacy. What can I say about that? Well, you know me, a little research, a few dictionaries. Legacy. The lasting impact a person makes on the world through their actions, values, and contributions. It encompasses the memories they create, the relationships they nurture, the lessons they impart, and the positive changes they inspire in their family, community, and future generations. And this is bittersweet in the sense of bitter, because this really is it, the composition. But how sweet the legacy is to build on with the leadership of the Goodwins, the staff, and colleagues on council.
I just want to take real quick, I want to thank Eric and Phil and the whole staff for all the work they've done the last 3 weeks. We've had a state of emergency, we had high king tides, and then we had water lines popping up all over the place. So it's been a lot on your plate, so thank you. Tim, I was at the senior club when you talked and you spoke about community. And I think your commitment to community is an example we all should follow. And you've made a huge difference on the island. Your legacy is incredible, and Folly is better for it. So thank you so much.
My turn?
Yeah, sure turn.
Oh, where do I begin? Man, I've been with you since the beginning, and I was elected at 30. I was a young hothead, kind of a snot, and Tim and I butted heads a lot when we were back in the day. But man, I got to tell you, you've been like a father figure to me in this realm, and I appreciate everything. I mean, just all the lessons, the ups and downs. It's been like I said earlier, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been awesome, working with you and just learning how this works and just all the bits and pieces and everything good that you can really do for your community. I was used to doing things different, from organizing events and bringing people together, and then this was a whole new form for me. But it was great, and we've made a lot of improvements, and we've really brought this city in the future, and that wouldn't have been done without your leadership. So as a council member, just as a person, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
Thanks. I just want to say thank you all for saying all those nice things. You wouldn't have said that a week ago. I've been asked by many people about how do you do it? How do you put up with the process, and how do you put up with the negativity of so many people? One, I don't do social media on purpose. Two, I was raised by a mother who was described by a preacher, my preacher, our interim preacher, so greatly one day in her sermon. Not my mother, but she referred to another person as Attila the Hun and Drag. And I said, damn, she's talking about my mother. And a friend of mine that I grew up with was sitting next to me, and he looked at me and said, what? I think you're right. She was tough. She was. I mean, the first time Charlotte met her, after about an hour, we walked out of the house, and Charlotte said, how'd you do that? I said, what? She said, she jumped on you from the time you walked in to the time you left. I don't even hear it no more. But then they sent me to a boys' home called a Citadel. And, hazing has, Pam Barton, if you're listening, I will give you credit, no purpose in the world, according to some folks. But I told Pam in a conversation a few years back that I found 2 good reasons for hazing and what it's done to me and helped me through the world. One, you can get into politics and you can look people in the eye and smile and say, give me some more of that, please. And 2, you get married, you put your head down, say yes, ma'am, and keep on moving. But it's been a great ride. Aaron's gonna keep all the guys in tow for me. Lee's gonna keep all the cash on hand. He's not gonna let them spend it all. Phil's gonna keep the water coming in and the sewer going out. The drunks are gonna be handled by the boys. And we ain't having no more fires, not at least for a while. With that, I'll say, to have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
That's it. We're off record, Ed.